Hi guys, welcome to today's little experiment, and basically it's kind of like a review for all these different products. I've got quite a few that have been sent to me, and I thought I'd just kind of pitch them against each other in case you were thinking of going out and spending some good hard-earned cash on some new putting devices, etc. We'll see which one's most versatile. We'll see which ones I personally like and don't like. We'll look at the pros and cons of each one. And these are the ones that we've got. I've got this poor Hurryin flat plate mirror there. We've got the Dave Peltz golf putting tutor there. Little Phil Mickelson there having a little jump. And we've got the mirror bar by Fatplate here. Looks interesting. And this one is a putt plate. Let's take this one first. Alright. Nice little boxy box. What happens here? Lovely bit of packaging. What's that bit there for? Don't know. Open here. Made in England for golfers everywhere. Ooh la la. Oh, fancy. Okay. More teas. Got all the bits. And we got this. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we've got. Got a little instruction manual there. Okay, I might read through that. It actually looks pretty good. So we got this one. Looks all right. We've got some T-pegs in a little bag. God, it's a good attention to detail, isn't it? Lovely. And we've got some other little bits. I'm assuming these must plug in here. We'll check that out in just a second. And what's this? Mirror insert. This is nice, isn't it? Look at this, all nicely branded up and packaged beautifully. Remove protective film. Oh, I'm going to do that. Should I do that straight away? Okay, that looks good. We'll see how that goes down in a minute. Okay, this is the next bit. And this one is also by Fatplate. Oh, got a little manual there. Mirror bar provides visual feedback for many aspects of body and club alignment during setup, allowing you to monitor and reduce the excessive or unwanted body movement during the golf swing or putting stroke. Ooh, we can use it for golf swing as well. Here we go. We've got some little instructions of what to do, where to stand and where to put it. Nice bag. Uh-oh, we've got another one of those things again. So there we go. Lovely bag. Well branded. Just what we want. We love a little bag, don't we? Look at that. And there's the mirror bar by Fatplate. Anyway, so there's that one. Okay, this is the Peltz Golf Putting Tutor. This is what we get inside of this one. Now, I've seen a few of the tour guys using this one. Got some clicky bits there. So that's one thing. And we got a little, kind of a nice little bag. There we go. So, bag's quite nice. Let's stick that there. And there we go. Put the ball on there, and there's your little jobbers either side. It's got a little point there. That could be a little problem for indoor putting. That is the Peltz Putting Tutor. And the last one is this, the Paul Hurryin. I guess it's just a putting mirror. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's open this one up. Right, that's that. This is a padded case. I don't know why you would want a padded case for a plastic mirror, but that's pretty good. And we got some instructions on how to use it just there, which we won't be reading. Oh, we might, actually. Let's get these into practice and see how they go. We're going to be looking at each one. I'll give you an idea of the prices, what they are, as much information I can, and then you can make a decision on that, whether you would like to buy one of these and put it in your armoury. Let's give it a go. Okay, let's get onto the old putting mat. So we'll check it out. Obviously, we're going to do it indoors here, as I would imagine quite a lot of these things could be used indoors, which would be nice. You know, stick them in your bedroom or somewhere out the way so you can work on your stroke. But also these will go outside, but we won't be demonstrating that today. We're just going to get stuck into the old putt out mat, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so I've had a good old play with these now, and there's definitely some things that certainly if I was looking online or if I was looking at the website, there's things you wouldn't know. So it's quite an interesting thing to get them all together and see what the pros and cons are. The first thing is I'll go for this one. This was the Paul Hurryin, lovely case. That's the best part about it, I would say. I think it's probably an older model now, to be honest. I think it's been outdated. There are some features on it. There is a couple of peg holes in the back here where you can put your tees in to see about your backswing, see how far you want to go. But other than that, we've got these lines down through here, and they are quite nice for putting your T-pegs in either side, but there's no sort of start line method down here. And the thing I hate about them most, which is I just couldn't abide it at all, is the fact that your putter sits above the base of the ball. So what I mean by that is you've got quite a big depth there. When you put your putter on it, obviously your putter sits proud. Now it doesn't seem that much. I guess that's about maybe sort of 5 mil or something, or maybe 6 mil. But that is enough to take you away from the sweet spot of the ball. And also it's weird when you're resting on this. It seems a strange kind of setup to me, because that's never how we rest. And if you're thinking about it, if you're going to be really accurate about your strike, the difference between that and that is the difference between hitting it square and not. So for me, that one is a definite no for all those reasons. And I don't think this one was cheap. I think this was like 65 quid or something. So not for me, I'm afraid. But well done. These projects are very difficult to put together. So when that one was made, it probably was kind of better in the market. The next one we're going to look at is the Pales Golf one. Now I've got a few issues with this one. This is the one that the balls sit in the front, and you've got your 3 balls. You put your sort of front ones for your Tour Pro Ninja style, and you go back. It's kind of quite nice to see the start line. You know, it's okay in that respect. I don't like these feet it's sat on, because they rattle as well. So, I mean, they are metal, but they rattle, so I don't like those. It's got a little prong there, which is quite nice to push into the ground when you're putting on a putting green. But that is annoying when you're indoor on a mat. And that putt-out mat's quite poofy, so it does go in a little bit. But if you didn't have something like that, or it was a little bit firmer construction, that would never go into the ground, it would sit proud. That's my first one that really annoys me. Second one that I don't like is, again, the ball sits on top of this, which is even worse. So this time, the putter sits on the ground, but the ball sat up high. And again, I couldn't get the consistency. I wouldn't want to hit 1,000 putts with this, knowing that that ball is 5 mil above where it would normally be on the putting surface. The other thing I don't like is the noise it makes when it runs down it. Because you've got the little balls jangling around on there anyway, because when you hit it, the ball runs along this line. The little balls are jangling. These metal bits are jangling. You can hear them now. It's absolutely annoying. So for me, Dave Peltz and Phil Mickelson can you know, take that one off with them if they'd like, you know. So I don't like that one. The next one I've got, I'm going to go on to the Fatplate. The Fatplate guys seem to be dialed in, I have to say. So the first thing I looked at was this one with the mirror, nice case. Now that is just your basic mirror, and what I like about that is the fact that you don't put the ball on it. You just kind of put it down in the position where you want to see your eyes, and you can also hit full shots with it, you know, out on the range, hit 3-irons and wedges, and you can kind of have a little idea of what you're doing. It's simple, and it does. If you want a mirror, that's the one to go for. It's just simple, lines you up, you've got a couple of lines there. There's a hole through the middle that you can put your T-peg through, which is going to hold it nice and square for you so it doesn't move all the time. And you've got some nice line-up points. That's kind of good enough if you're looking for your eye position. However, I would say that a lot of the putters, like for instance this one here, the mirror is quite often actually on the ball line. Now, 85% of tour players, their eyes are not over the ball. Their eyes are inside the ball. So if the ball's sat on the top of one of these mirrors, you shouldn't necessarily have your eye line over it anyway. So so this one's quite good because you can position it anywhere and it's got no relevance to the ball. It's nice and quick, nice and easy. I think that's quite a good little job for what it does. It's basic, but if you're just after that kind of bit of kit, I think that's nice. It's handy, comes in your little pouch. I like that one. It's okay. Right, so if I'm recommending anybody to buy any of this stuff at the moment, this is the one that I think is by far the best one. It does everything. I'm really impressed, and I'll tell you why I'm impressed. So to start off with, it sits in the. You need the ball to be consistently in a slot. So it is in a little slot there, but that does not affect the height of the ball. So when we put a putter down behind it, you're putting from grass level, and the ball's on grass level. So that's exactly like you're going to putt when you get out there. That's the first thing. The second thing is we've got these are great because they stick in the top when you're indoors. Okay, and they've sent you T-pegs. I mean, we can use our own, but they're nice and white. We can use T-pegs to go through and into the green when we're out on a putting green itself. So that's super cool. Now that's going to give us the width of our putter, and it's going to make sure that we strike it correctly because the ball's in the middle. You put them far enough apart so that we can putt through there, and it will center your strikes. And if you hit the top one, obviously it's gonna you would have hit it out the heel, and the bottom one you would have hit it out the toe, etc. Straightforward. Then we got the next option where we've got these little ones here. Now they are set up. We've got 3 different positions there. These are fully adjustable, by the way, so you can. Doesn't matter how big or small your putter is, you're going to be able to get it just right. These at the top here, we've got 3 milled holes here, and they've got these little pegs for there. Now they give us our start line, so straight away we could leave these in. So we're going to get our centered strike, and then we've got our start line. So that's pretty much everything you're going to need, and it's nice and clean, really well made, looks good, printed well. Okay, so that's good. We've got 3 different sort of variations here, getting progressively more difficult as you get to the center there. That's really good. The next thing we've got here is we've got marker holes here. Now those marker holes can obviously hold the device in place if you like, but also that can be to give you an idea of your follow through. In case you're following too long or too short, you can just go through the right distance. And likewise, you can actually set that for your preference in your putting style. I would still want to go to a putting coach to find out, get on Sam Putt Lab and see what your tendencies are, and then you can set this up accordingly. I think it's really good for that because it's instant feedback. So we got our back gate, we got our front gate, so that's backswing and our follow through. We've got our gate for our strike, and we got our start line gate. And also it's just not too heavy because all these bits are cut out, which is fantastic. So not only that, they then have the mirror, just in case you actually want to find out what your head's doing. Now, this fits perfectly inside of that there. And you can just about see, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I don't like it being too close to the start line because often we want our eyes to be down, but it's just enough for you to do that on this one. And also, like they actually say in the manual, we don't like putting off something high like this. So resting the putter on this. Okay, so what they recommend is you do 10 putts, and then you take it away and you do your 10 putts, then put it back in, do your 10 putts. And that's exactly right. These guys know what they're talking about. They've done a lot of, obviously, research. The packaging is fantastic. That is a quality bit of kit. So I couldn't recommend that more. I'll put a link down below for all these bits of kit, although I wouldn't recommend a couple of them. But I'll put links down there so you can go and check them out. But by far, this is the bit of kit that I would be using. It's called it's by Fatplate, and it's called Puttplate by Fatplate. That is my recommendation for this little roundup. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Bit of fun, and also we have more putts out on the golf course than anything else. So this is definitely an area where everybody can improve. And I think more importantly, it's nice to monitor it. You just want to know where it goes and what it does. And you want to keep it in that position each time. So we get to a point where our putting stroke is nice and consistent and we know what the ball's doing off the putter face. Even if we always hit it out the toe or always hit it out the heel, we want to make sure we know those tendencies so we can take it to the golf course and we can use a bit of kit like this to maintain that tendency. So get down, get yourself a putting lesson, get maybe on the Sam Putt Lab and try and get some numbers about what you do consistency wise. Find your tendencies, get one of these bad boys, and then you'll make your putting stroke much better for the future, and also it will give you confidence. So thanks very much guys, and I'll see you in the next video.